Are you interested in real estate investing but not quite sure where to get started? Do you want to get the know-hows on creating ongoing passive income using the buy and hold strategy? Hi, I'm Janice Bowles, licensed realtor and co-founder of B Premier Ventures, a real estate development and consulting firm where we buy and beautify distressed real estate, renovate it, and resell for profit. With over 15 years of investing experience, B Premier has extensive knowledge in rural land development, fix and flips, and rental acquisitions. B Premier's current portfolio consists of properties within Florida and Virginia. Our firm's services includes investor project consulting, project management, and group coaching. For more information, visit our website at bpremierventures.com and schedule a complimentary discovery session or subscribe to our email list. It's free. Follow me on Instagram at Janice Bowles for additional real estate investing tips. B Premier Ventures, we buy and beautify.
Talk show. We are excited. Did y'all miss me last week? I missed y'all too. So I needed a little bit of R&R, got away a bit, but we're here today. And nonetheless, we have a wonderful show for you. So just in case you don't know, it's me, your girl, Ladrine Howard Peterson, the CEO and founder of Do It, delivering on ideas and thoughts. And you know what I do in a nutshell, right? I help to turn dreamers into doers, and I do it from two aspects. I do it from the aspect of career development, resume writing, interview preparation. You have an issue in your job? I'm your girl. And then from a business aspect, you have some ideas and some thoughts, but you don't know how to quite bring them into fruition, or you need marketing strategies or help with your marketing techniques, then guess what? I am your girl. So, Do It, Let's Do It platform, it is a platform for entrepreneurs. However, we believe that an entrepreneur should not only focus on business, but all aspects. So we talk about faith, we talk about finances, we talk about the future, and we also talk about family and relationships. So today is a little mixture of it all because we skipped last week. So what we're talking about today is when you know better, you do better. You all right? So Maya Angelou have already taught us that, and we have learned along the way. But we're going to be talking about PPP. So we'll talk about what that means a little teeny bit later. You know we had to play on the words here. And then we're also going to be talking about saving strategy. Janice is going to share 52-week planning and a way for you to actually save. And we'll talk about that more because it'll go into something. Then, when we went through the furlough, right? Everybody was in a frenzy going crazy. And then everybody always have issues with student loans. So we got my man Alan in here. He's going to talk about that from a twist. And then last but not least, it's National Heart Month. Who other than Cherie M. Good to be in the studio with us? So we have a phenomenal show lined up for you. Before we jump into the topics, you know what I do. I talk about my weekends. So today I'm going to talk about my weekends because we didn't do it last week. So as the pictures roll, you'll see my little baby Nova had a birthday. Happy birthday, Nova. We had so many other family birthdays. Happy birthday to Sonda. Happy birthday to Sherry. And also my Massanutten trip. My Massanutten vacation was everything. You'll see all the pictures from everything. Saturday, I spent time with my church family at Mount Eden Baptist Church Bible Cafe. You know, our church, we party a little teeny bit different. So we had a grand time. And then Beverly Banks, shout out to her. She had her first seminar, This Girl Can seminar. So huge shout out to her because she did a phenomenal job. And then the vision board party, just me doing it vision board party. So you'll see my little cousins and happy birthday shout outs to everyone. That's me when I was 3 years old and my cousin when she was 11. Just a phenomenal time. That's me at Massanutten, sitting on top of the world, chilling. Chilling. Cooking demonstration. I ain't got too much to say about that. That's not my ministry. And watch it, wait for it, hold up, buckets! Yeah, so I had a wonderful time at Massanutten and Regal Vistance. Oh, so nice we gotta do it twice. Buckets! So yeah, Massanutten, great little getaway. We had a wonderful time at the Vision Board party. Thank you to all the ladies who came out. So just enjoy the pictures. Janice, we already knew what that was about. House. Oh, look at this. Look at this. So she was just as cute as a button doing her little walk in her shoes. She's always like a bundle of joy, but yeah, so that's little London. That's Tina's granddaughter. So yeah, it's a little longer because we did two weekends this time. So great time at Mount Enon. My Reverend Rice. And all the wonderful ladies. All right, y'all. So now we are going to jump into our first topic. So Janice, if you can please introduce yourself.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Janice Bowles. I am a licensed realtor and real estate investor with B Premier Ventures, where we buy and beautify distressed real estate property, renovate it, and flip for profit. Excited to be here tonight. Excited with all of our guests and my visionary host, Ludrine. So we got some wonderful topics tonight, and just my topics basically is when I talk about the PPPs. Very excited about that, and just getting savings together and starting small, but slow and steady wins the race with regards to savings, so you can invest in the future.
So let us do self-introductions over here before we actually jump in. Who are you, lady?
Hey, lady. I am Cherie M. Good, the Recharge Strategist. Excited to be here to talk about heart health, because this is Heart Health Awareness Month, especially for women. We're going red.
Yes.
See my little thing here? So we're going red. And also just talking about self-care, because all of us are in control of our health.
Yes, and nobody do it better than you.
That's right.
Who are you, young man?
My name is Alan Adeleke. Thank you for having me. I am a screenwriter. I'm a poet. I'm a film director. Here to talk to you about a film that I am working on. Want to get out to the community, show everybody what we're doing right here in the DMV, what we can do through the power of film and the art of storytelling. Really excited to talk to you all about a film that I am promoting, how we can get some fundraising going, and how you can get involved with this film right here in the DMV.
Okay. All right, so I can't wait for that, because you got a little twist with your stuff that you're talking about over here. So Janice, let's jump into it. You down with PPP?
I'm down with PPP.
You're supposed to say, yeah, you know me.
I know.
But let's talk about it.
Yes. So PPP, pooling to purchase properties.
Yep.
Pooling, getting your money together in groups. We want to talk about the actual pros of that. It's very important. Sometimes people can get a little intimidated with investing, and particularly with real estate investing, because they talk, the startup costs can be, a little worrisome for some folks. Some folks may seem like they're not ready from a, credit standpoint or things of that nature. Just the fear of just, investing, renovating, all of that is so overwhelming. So PPP, pooling, your money together to invest in real estate, I think is a great thing to do. It's just basically real estate investment clubs in a sense. And I just wanted to share some quick tips with regards to something to consider to get into the real estate game. Myself, my husband and I, we're joint partners in a sense. So we, did pool our money together. Stop that. We pooled our money together to get started. But I'm at the stage now where I really want to educate people and let them know that it's not as hard as it may seem. Just small steps towards it in the long run, and just steady and just continually can turn into big profits in the end. But if you are a particular person that's a little shy as to getting started on your own, it's a great thing to pull together with someone. Again, investing in groups, it can ease the anxiety of just doing it by yourself.
Right.
Number one, the most important thing is money. You
Yes.
got to have money,
Yes.
to
Yes.
definitely get
Yes.
started.
Yes.
So if you look at it from a standpoint of having, several people together, investing and putting their monies together, that's a better way to get started. And then also just, getting people of like mind, different ideas
Right.
in a group collectively, sharing ideas, different strategies that can help, as well. Multiple minds in a sense sometimes is better than just one.
Yes.
So I look at that as a a pro in itself to get with someone. And then also just the initial overall work that's involved.
Right.
When you talk about real estate investing, it's just not like on HTV, you're just getting a house, looking at putting some nice pretty things in it as they show you, and then the next, 10 days or what have you, you've made this huge profit. That's
Right.
not the case at all. I mean, you can get into the point where sometimes you're holding a property that you bought at a fairly good deal, but once you bought that property, there could be some damages that's beyond what you initially thought. And, the expenses can get into play where emergency funds can come into
Right.
play, where sometimes some folks, when they get in, and if they're really not educated as far as budgeting and looking at the cost analysis of things to, for repairs, they could lose their money even before they get started. So that's kind of critical as well. So that's where I'm saying where you have different folks coming in together, and if you have someone in an investment club that is seasoned in a sense, that can, have done some things on their own, and they can contribute to the mere fact of investing together, you can, set aside some of those extra expenses that can come up, and you can really kind of talk about that and strategize in a sense. So it's
Yeah.
a great strategy.
And I definitely love it. And I have did sneak peeks of us talking about some things that we're planning to do. She got the money, I got second. I'm like, but just talking about it because when individuals think about it, they're like, I don't have money to invest in doing so.
Yeah.
But when you start thinking about pooling in,
Yeah.
you think about all various things and how you can break it down into you owning a certain percentage and several of y'all having various percentages, so that your money you can work for in that level instead of being afraid to step out or overspending what you really have to put up. And then also one of the great things is people always only think about housing or residential.
Right.
Our ideas we're talking about not even related to that, but
Yeah.
the commercial space.
Yeah, commercial
so
spaces.
I'm excited and can't wait for the opportunity for other people. So I know we still working it out, but of course I have already started talking to a couple people about it.
Right.
And everybody that I talked about, once I broke it down, they're like, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Really keep me involved because they're thinking about legacy building.
And that's what it's
And
about. Yeah.
one person was like, oh, not for me. I want this for my daughter. I want her to be involved in this. And the other thing is that it'll be an incremental. You'll have the opportunity to save this amount up because it's a project that you're going to be leading, classes, workshop, where at the end of the year, the money will actually be used to buy a property, not lease. Purchase,
yeah, buying power. And here's another thing, another pro, that's really realistic that I want to share. Pulling together and starting, to me, it's being conservative. Number one, if you pool your money with someone to get started, you're going to learn the ropes and what have you, and then you can branch out for your own.
Right.
So that kind of takes away the anxiety of just going out all on your own, getting something started. If you're in a group setting and you're, you definitely, you want to make profit. That profit will not be as large as per se if it's on your own, but definitely, some profit is better than none at all. But it's also your educating yourself to whereas you can branch out on your own and buy your own properties and you have that education. So I'm a firm advocate of getting together. That's not where we started. But once we did get started,
She mean her and her husband. Don't look at me like I got money. Her and her husband, the both. Go ahead. I just need to clear that out.
me and my husband, we didn't. if we did that back then, number one, a lot of folks who we did proposition, they
Right.
didn't see the vision that we had.
Right.
Number one, and that's another thing. You have to kind of like convince folks that this is the way that it's going to go. But if you are, you know, we were novice at the time frame. We just stepped out on faith and did what
Right.
we did. Luckily, you know, we're successful now to the point where we're experts in a sense. So, you know, again, getting group together and putting that money together, you can definitely make some cash.
But when you talked about the profit won't be as high, but the risk won't be as high either.
Absolutely.
So that's the way that I'm looking at it. Like
Yeah,
I'm very
yeah.
careful with the moves that I
Absolutely.
make. While nothing is 100%
Right.
guaranteed,
Exactly.
but that way you'll have like a portion, and then you'll have a pool of people,
Absolutely.
so that if something happens, you all can work it out among yourself.
Right.
Versus you individually having this responsibility
Absolutely.
and, like you said, running into the possibility of having to give everything up because you don't have any cushion or anything else.
And that's what I meant by that's what I meant by being, you know, it's more of a stability,
Right.
not as aggressive, because
Yes.
you're coming in collectively, and it's not everything on just one individual.
Right.
And the risk, you know, the risk and the loss is not as, you know, substantial.
Yes,
So
yes,
yeah,
yes.
definitely way to do it. PPP.
I'm down with PPP. So go ahead.
So are we going to get into the
Yes.
balling?
Yes.
Okay. So another session that we were talking about, Adrene and I, and, you know, discoveries of what we're going to be panning out and, you know, giving out shortly is from smalling to balling.
You gotta say small into balling.
Smalling to balling.
There you go.
She's very, you know, dramatic. Not as dramatic as me, but yeah, she's dramatic. But from smalling to balling is just basically talking about 52-week savings plans
Right.
and just getting started. That's, again, we have to get into the habit of paying ourselves first. We have to get into the habit of paying ourselves first, because that's just essential. You know, yes, we're going to always have debt. We're going
Right.
to always have bills. You know,
Right.
we're always going to have, you know, liabilities and what have you. But if you get into the point of just putting something aside to pay yourself first, again, for me, I'm a very conservative in a sense. Slow and steady wins the race in that aspect. You know, if you start with a 52-week challenge plan of even just putting $1 away a week, I mean, at the end of the year, you could have like over $1,300 saved. I mean, you can take it into different increments.
Right.
One of the ones that I am very I love is that there's a 52-week plan where you can end up having $2,300 at the end of the month, at the end of the year, excuse me, and it's starting off like the first 12 weeks, you're saving $25 a month. I mean, who can't put $25 a week away? I mean, I think some folks go into Starbucks paying,
Right.
what is it? I don't drink coffee,
don't
so
know.
how
I
much
drink
is it? $8 or what have you, a
Ooh,
cup
is it?
a week? I don't know, but it's
don't know.
expensive. What I'm trying to say is, you know, you have the funds to put away $25 a week.
Yeah, you can work it
You
out.
can definitely, you know, find the means to do that. And you can start off at $25 a week. It goes up in little small increments. Like by week 13, you start $35. Week number 25 or what have you, 45 and on. And by the end of the year, you'll have $2,300. So you can start small in that aspect. So
And like some people who may have various amount of money, like some people may look at like $2,300 at the end of the month, I can save that. But you increase it and you put it at a level of where you want to have your goal at the end of it.
Yes.
And it's very realistic, and it also gives you like accountability and a
Absolutely.
way to be able to do it without depending on yourself and where you may slip up a little bit. So, and growing interest
Yes.
on it and add, you know, doubling up in the amounts that you do. So I love it. I've seen the 52 weeks plan before, but again, because of the amounts, I would be like, I could save that. You know what I
Right.
mean? But like when I saw yours, I was like, this is a little teeny bit different in terms of how the numbers go, and then talking about maximizing and getting a return on it. And it's something that every day people can do.
absolutely.
Every
And
day people can
it's teaching discipline, you know.
Yes.
Especially when we want to teach that to our children, you know, definitely discipline.
Definitely.
And again, you can find those
Yeah.
dollars, and it's a realistic amount
And
to
if
get
you
started.
can't find them yourself, you can hook up with Sakajawea, and she
Yes.
will help you find it. That's our financial guru who comes on Tuesday. Any questions for Janice or any comments?
Where can I find the 52-week plan?
I'll email it to you. I definitely email it to you because it's definitely something that is needed. I say you're the younger generation, so yes, you definitely can get that started. But I'll email it to you. Definitely email it to you.
Yes. So definitely interested in that, and just want people to understand in terms of especially our financial series, I'm not into finance. Well, I wasn't into finances at all. I mean, I pay my bills and I do what I need to do. The money making Mondays have really, 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 really helped me out. I have taken some classes at my church. They did around the year, but it's based on like whatever topic that they're teaching. I'll go. So I did learn some things from that over the past year and a half. But I tell you, I honestly have learned so much. Rather it's been from Shanae and talking about various things about credit, talking to Joelle in terms of financial strategies, and she's so serious when she's talking about it.
Very enlightening.
Yes, right. Because you met with her today. And then you bought, no, I'm playing. And then you coming in. But also, like, in terms of the investments. What I love about your teaching and your techniques, one, you tell your story from how you first started. You know? And then you walk us through in terms of realistic various ways to do it. And I know like they'll get me because I'll be like, if you follow us at the end of, you're gonna be rich. They're like, no, don't say that. Say you will be better off financially. So it's really really good tips, everyday tips for everyday people to really seriously follow, and they can do it at their level. Like the technique is the technique. You choose and you go through the level that you go through, no stress, no anything at all. Just at the end there'll be what? Balling. She gets so mad when I say that, but I love saying that.
It's all in love. And you know, it's again my story of how I grew up. You know, no trust funds and none of that stuff. You know, inner city projects. My project was called the White House in Palm Beach County.
Not the White House.
Yes,
That's
the White House. Yes, 1127th Street. And you know, my parents, passed away when I was at an early age for me, 15 and 19. So I was basically on my own. And if made some credit poor decisions, met my husband, and he, by the grace of God, was financially on the right path at 25. He owned his own home, and it's a rental property, and he's making the great decisions, and that taught me. And just once we got together and we just started pooling again. Here, I didn't want to do it. Okay, I want to hold on now that I'm kind of building up something. I didn't want to get started. I didn't want to buy 18 acres of land for what? I was taught just to work. Save your money, you get your good job, and there you have it. But he was a visionary, and he got us started. And once we made that profit from there, and learning the ins and outs, and I'm just simple Janice, okay? Had no background in knowing how to do land development, but taking it from that standpoint. And if I can do it, and we can do it, and me managing it, because again, he had his job. He was a successful GM with the private company for 30 plus years. I was at home, and this is what I did. So if I can do it, I want to teach everyone that they can have it.
So I'm trying to tell y'all, make sure that y'all stay in tune with every segment. I mean, don't miss any segment of it, but Money Making Mondays, I love it also because it's not my area, so I get to just sit back and listen and learn from them. And when I tell you, like, seriously, I'm not hyping it up. I am learning so much. I'm not balling, but I feel financially.
I'm not balling either.
You're not balling either? I can't even keep my face straight. It's like, no, I'm playing. But y'all know that's a running joke. I love to do it. It makes her so uncomfortable when I say it. But y'all know what I mean. Like balling, however y'all want to say it. Make sure that y'all stay tuned for all other shows. Like, we're really going in with this. And for the opportunity to sign up for the classes, and also to be able to be considered to be a part of the pooling that's coming up. So we're going to go to a commercial, and then, what we do on the flip side, we'll talk about the rest of the topics.
Are you interested in real estate investing but not quite sure where to get started? Do you want to get the know-hows on creating ongoing passive income using the buy and hold strategy? Hi, I'm Janice Bowles, licensed realtor and co-founder of B Premier Ventures, a real estate development and consulting firm where we buy and beautify distressed real estate, renovate it, and resell for profit. With over 15 years of investing experience, B Premier has extensive knowledge in rural land development, fix and flips, and rental acquisitions. B Premier's current portfolio consists of properties within Florida and Virginia. Our firm's services includes investor project consulting, project management, and group coaching. For more information, visit our website at bpremierventures.com and schedule a complimentary discovery session or subscribe to our email list. It's free. Follow me on Instagram at Janice Bowles for additional real estate investing tips. B Premier Ventures, we buy and beautify.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. So, I'm telling y'all, make sure that y'all follow. I know I say it jokingly and I play around a bit, but make sure that you all follow. I want you all to be financially healthy, financially stable. Big shout out to Dee Dee Hinton, Keyshawn Hardy, Gloria Long, Saka Jawea, follow her too, Renee Starton Howard, Tremia, Sonda, Marcella, Delana, Dwayne, Charlene, Tina Hunter, Chris, hey Chris, and Bose, hey Bose. So they're actually in the audience with us. So thank you all for joining us. We are excited that you all tune in. Most of you are on a weekly basis. The other ones that don't, make sure you follow us on a weekly basis. There are several ways that you can connect with us. In addition to Facebook Live, we also have Urban Style Media where they stream it live. You can't place comments there, but you can watch it. So for your friends who are not on social media, share that with them. And also you can catch our replays. Our replays are on our YouTube channel as well as the Let's Do It website. And of course, you can go back and look at the Facebook Live. So we're going to jump into the next topic, young man. And can I tell you, like all along the way, you have been so excited from the first time that I met you and was introduced to you. So your energy is on 52,000.
Yeah, when you're coming from where I'm coming from and you're able to do the things that I'm doing, your energy is going to be skyrocketing. You know?
All right, so I'm giving you the floor. Tell us how you want to start it off, because you got so many bits and pieces that go around this. So I don't want to steal it, so go ahead and talk to us.
Yeah, so first let me give all my shout outs to God first, because he's the reason why I'm here today. But because of him, I was able to capture a vision through writing, through poetry, through screenwriting, that eventually elevated and became filmmaking, right? And it's what I really want to do, right? Yes. So in 2016, so I started doing poetry, right? And I felt that I needed to speak for individuals who didn't have a voice. Right. So I labeled myself as being an individual who's a voice for the voiceless, right? And so through poetry and performing at different events, I was able to capture audiences with the words that, I had, and was able to tell different stories in a way that impacted the culture in a positive way. Okay. And I was like, how can I get to a larger arena? How can I feel like more people need to hear about this. Right. So I was like, okay, let me see what I can do. I saw this interview where Ice Cube was on the interview, and he was talking about John Singleton, his relationship with John Singleton, the late John Singleton. And John Singleton told him, if you can write a song, which is 3 to 4 minutes, you can do a film. And I was like, wow, my poems are 3 to 4 minutes. Let me see how I can challenge myself, right? So I began to challenge my writing as an individual, and saw that, okay, if I can do a 4 minute poem, let me see what I can do with this film thing, right? So I began to research like screenplays on the TV shows and the films that I love to watch the most.
Okay.
Like Insecure, right?
Yeah.
Different shows like that. And so I found these screenplays and began to teach myself how to write screenplays.
Right.
Right? So it's all self-taught, you know? I figured that, okay, I'm not gonna wait on someone else to tell my story, I'm telling myself.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, well, how can I tell a story that impacts me as an individual and my community as a whole?
Right.
And so I began to look at the things that were happening around me. I began writing in 2016, and that transitioned into like a screenplay for a TV series that I wrote.
Okay, so let's stop right there and break it down to. So first of all, how did you come up with the name On the Spot?
On the Spot. That was actually a friend of mine, Philip Malcolm, who helped me out with that name. We're trying
Is that my little friend I met?
Yeah, that's your friend. That's your friend.
Go ahead.
That's your friend. Yeah,
Go ahead. That's little Nipsey. So y'all remember I had that picture, and I was like, hold on. I was like, Nipsey came back. He looks just like Nipsey Hussle. Well, go ahead, man.
You probably watch. You probably laughed it out.
He know.
And so we came up with a name On the Spot where we're like, okay, how can we? Actually, the main idea was like trying to figure out how we can like reach out to people in the community and hit them up on the spot with the idea they had or something like that. Now, I began writing On the Spot January 1st of 2019.
Okay.
That was in the middle of the government shutdown.
Perfect timing.
Right?
So let's talk about that. And the two issues that we're talking about today are like very critical, vital, and everything. But you have a twist on it. Let's talk about the federal government shutdown, the longest one in history.
35 days.
Yes.
December 22nd to January 25th, right? 35 days of just, I mean, it was horrible. You know, people were struggling financially, where they weren't able to pay bills. They still had to go to work and weren't getting paid for it.
Instances,
right? And they couldn't even, some people couldn't even speak about it because of the job they had with the government. And so I was like, man, I was seeing all of that happen. I saw I was going to work still. I was indirectly affected by it. You know? So I was still able to go to work. And the streets of DC were just empty, silent. I was like, wow, all that hustle and bustle on the 9 a.m. was gone. And then I would see the lines of individuals that were in the lines to get food, different things because they couldn't afford it. And so I was like, man, I wanted to write about something that impacted our community as a whole on a major level, the longest government shutdown in American history. I tied that in with a TV series that I wrote about student loan debt crisis, right? And so On the Spot highlights the longest government shutdown in American history and the student loan debt crisis, where the protagonist, an African-American woman, is furloughed for 30 days, right? So not only is she out of work, but her husband is too. She's got a family to raise and feed, right? And so on the 30th day of the government shutdown, she gets an interview with the student loan debt company out of all places.
Out of all places,
I love it.
Right? It's a call center, it's a student loan call center, right? And so she's like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna take this regardless. But on that same day, she also gets notification of her first student loan installment for $75,000.
So her own,
So she's like, I don't really wanna go here, but I gotta feed my family, so I'm gonna go.
Right.
She goes in for an interview. Somehow, the radio host, in the film, the hottest radio host in the DMV, gets word that the call center is hiring.
Right.
So why does he care? Because each and every single person in the DMV has been calling in, yo, shutdown's affecting me, I'm not getting paid. But not only in the DMV, this was a national thing, right? Yeah, over 800,000 individuals that are affected by the government shutdown. And then it also extended beyond that because I have friends who lived off of government contracts that they had, maybe a cleaning business and different things like that. They weren't getting paid either. So the bureau host, the radio host decides to announce to everyone that's listening, hey, go down to this place. The student loan call center is hiring on the spot. So he sends everyone and their mamas down to that. Some people aren't even prepared. They're like dressed like basketball coaches. People got their hairnet on. They just trying to get a job. Right. It shows the reality of what actually happened. And Alexa, the main character, she gets down there. She's like, what is going on? The line extends around the entire block. Wow. She's like, what is that? But not only that, but the women who had the interview that day are surprised too Because they're like, what is going on?
As everybody else here.
So we see all the crazy interviews.
We have a clip, so we'll play the clip, the trailer that you sent, that pretty much gives like an idea of it. But I thought it was like fantastic because it's a serious matter. It's student loan, the furlough, and it grabs the attention of people. You know, through some laughter going on. There's no laughter going on during the time. But when you reflect and you look on like the various different ways of it, because one of the things that I said, so I work for the Food and Drug Administration, so we have partial funding from pharmaceutical companies, not to get into a complex. So I started off furlough, then I got called back in, and I showed the picture out my window, because my window faces where everybody comes in. We have thousands of people, so in a given morning, I see thousands of people. I didn't see anybody. I got so sad, and God was like, let me fix your heart. I got pulled back furlough. I was like, okay, God, I was sad. But it was like that whole, so when you talked about the streets of D.C., when I looked out my window, I was like, and I actually had wrote a post about it. It was like really sad. And it was just like understanding that people really, some people live paycheck to paycheck.
Right. And that's the thing about it. There's some people who, like you said, live paycheck to paycheck that are dependent on this 3-4 paychecks you miss. Now you got to decide between eating and buying medicine. You got to decide between, you know, going to daycare and like, what's going on?
And it got so bad. You know, the mortgage company, they don't care. They want their money. The mortgage company was like, we understand. If you're on furlough, you don't have to pay just, they start not even asking for verification anymore. They just say, just call us and tell us you work for the federal government. It was that bad where they were actually, doing that. But I want them to show the clip so that the concept and the information in terms of the whole idea about it.
Why is nobody answering the phone this morning? What is going on?
And every federal office in the DMV is closed, except for one.
Yo, DC! Somebody put me on this morning, so you already know I'm gonna return the favor.
This is James Adebayo reporting live from the nation's capital, where today now marks the 34th day of the government shutdown.
See, now y'all out here playing games with the system money. Going to work 30 days with no pay got me out here feeling like Job, losing something different every day.
This can't be legal.
Oh, it is.
All my furloughed employees, government workers, TSA agents, IRS employees, look.
The hell?
Forgive Not Forget, also known as the student loan debt collectors, are hiring on the spot.
So make your way down to that location right now if you're trying to get paid during what has been recorded as the longest government shutdown in American history. So how many positions are available?
2.
That's not what the beard of the host said.
It's a mistake.
Did you say mistake?
So what are y'all gonna do then?
Yeah, y'all need to do something. Yeah, because we ain't going home.
We're gonna get started shortly, everyone, so please just pack your cases. Girl, these niggas out here freestyling in the hallway. Let me see. Girl, he is fine.
So definitely will grab the attention.
Yeah.
But it also has a message in it. So while we see all the rah-rah and everything, it also has that message that was real. Like little jobs, grown-ups start competing against kids for fast food jobs and other things like that because they needed money to pay for their food. But it also caused like a level of animosity. People were walking around like not so friendly. But the one positive thing is it brought community together.
It did.
Like so many people. My cousin Dee, she has she's a real estate broker or whatever the top person is. She was giving out Navy Federal gift cards, foods and everything. I stopped by to see her and I was like, she's like, get one. I was like, no, I'm good, but you can give me one of them gift cards. But you know, it was a line of people who were hugging her and thanking her. Like realistically, everyday people fine. I mean, you know, you go to work, you do your thing, so it's definitely a serious issue. And that whole student loan.
That's not so good.
Right.
That's a whole different story. And I've never had to pay a student loan. I was totally blessed. I was totally blessed. Like both of my master's degrees were paid for. I didn't pay a penny of it. So I didn't really understand. So I started hearing people talking about student loans, and I was like, oh, let me keep my mouth shut on this one. Thank you, Lord. So, but Janice, you had some questions?
Yeah, Alan, you know, I love how you took the spin of making a social awareness, film of what was going on right, then and on the spot and putting the comedy twist in, but it's still bringing a reality check to folks. Right. So I love that. You had mentioned that you you write poetry, and you took your poetry and you decided to turn it into film. Yeah. Your poetry that you write, is it based upon a lot of social awareness issues, or what is it all about?
It is based on a lot of social awareness issues. Actually, the whole reason behind me wanting to do poetry was, the deep-rooted issue was what I saw with police brutality. I was hurting inside, and I needed to get it out. I can't sing, so I'm not about to fight, and I'm not about to start rapping. So I was like, okay.
How do you find the people for your trailers and your shows? How do you find your?
We did a casting call, and I also had a bunch of friends and family, co-workers, so many people who I could just depend on. After we did that casting call, that helped me, and because this is my first time doing a film of this capacity, right? It's my first time doing something of capacity, but it just shows, like, once again, when the community comes together and we have a vision and people get behind your vision, and it also relates to right here in the district. Like, the possibilities are endless to what you can do.
And your energy, your motivation, your drive, your passion. I didn't know you. I came off the set, Mr. D, like, come in the office meeting, and I'm like, well, I'm tired. And then you said your story, and I was like, oh, we're gonna make this happen. And you've been so flexible and just like, what do you need? And I'm like, you're like, no, what you need? So I'm telling you, like I told you before, whatever I can do to support you, and in terms of my platform, if you want to come back and do some poetry too,
hey, I can do something tonight.
We can do. Let's see how this show goes. We had some time at the end. On the spot. That's what you do. That's the name of your show.
Let's do it after.
I was just wondering, like, so you said the social issue. Do you get like feedback from social? Do you get feedback from social media, or just your friends and your friend base?
I do get feedback from social media. When I put out my first poem, one of the first ones, it was really like radical, and I had it was during the height of the Trump had just been elected, and so people were like, oh, what is this you're putting out? And I was like, but that's what I wanted. I wanted to start conversation.
Absolutely.
I wanted that creative thought. That was the whole purpose behind it. Let's talk about these issues. So, it wasn't to be like petty or try to cause controversy, but in a way where we can have awareness to have a collective talk to lead to positive change, right? That was the whole purpose behind it. But I was performing at different events and got a lot of feedback, and so definitely to answer your question.
And do you do anything in the community to help the young people that are trying to just find something to escape from?
Yeah.
Is it like workshops or something where we can contact you, or
well,
I teach high school?
Okay, that's amazing. We need to connect then. So the answer to that question is yes. What we're seeking to do with I just launched a production company called Lake Productions. Diverse voices impacting the culture through film.
Wow.
Right? And so what I want to do is, thank you, what I want to do is be able to create more opportunities for film right here in the DMV. I feel like, you know, everyone wants to go to LA or New York or Atlanta, but I'm like, yo, let's do something right here on this side of town. Like, let's uplift our community in a way where we can show individuals like what Tyler Perry's doing in Atlanta. Like, it's possible to do film like right here.
Get with her, look. Commercial.
That was gonna be my next question.
So I know I be playing, but that's how every time, like I think of something now, I think of in terms of ownership. How can we actually pool in to make this happen in terms of the ownership? And I like what you're doing in terms of the fundraising for your event. So can you talk about that before we transition to Cherie?
Yeah, definitely. So right now we have an Indiegogo campaign that's live right now. It actually ends this Saturday, on the day that we have our premiere in DC. We're premiering the trailer in DC.
Where's the premiere?
It's going to be at Eaton Hotel.
Okay.
Tomorrow we're going to launch the link for the Eventbrite where you can sign up. It's $5.
Okay.
But we're going to be in an
I
actual
got $5
theater.
on it.
Hey, I got $5. But so we set it up strategically so that the Indiegogo campaign, which is like a Kickstarter, where you can actually go there now if you.
Make sure you put it in the feed so that you don't have anybody struggling. Make sure you put it in the feed so that we can support you. I got $5, like in terms of, I got $5.
Now,
Mike can help out a little bit more. All I need to do is
get what I get over here so she helps us.
I know that's right.
I got some ideas for you. I got some ideas for you.
Amazing.
You get rid of that student loan debt.
I got you.
Yeah. So I'm laughing and I'm joking and I'm doing all that other stuff. But when I'm telling you, and guess what? You just got blessed again. Sometimes when I'm on the set, I get like these messages and little signs. So Urban Style Media will be making a donation.
Oh.
So congratulations in terms of that. Like, so tell them where they can find you. What's all your social media information?
Yeah, so you can go to our website. It's the simplest way because there's so many different places, but the website will show you everything. www.LekeProductions.com. That's LEKE Productions with an S.com.
Okay.
As soon as you go there, you'll see the trailer, you'll see our website. There's a link there to click on the Indiegogo that takes you right into the fundraising campaign. All of our information is there. If you also want to go to Instagram, I'm on Instagram at Leke Productions again, LEKE Productions. Also On the Spot, the film. On the Spot Film, Instagram, and also Facebook at On the Spot. So you look it up.
So put all your information in the feed, the Eventbrite link, the $5 on it, the next time the auditions, the everything. Like seriously, we want to support you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much.
Yes. So thank you, Cherie. So now we done talked about how we gonna ball and how we gonna get rich, right?
I'm gonna get you healthy.
We got opportunities where we're gonna be actresses and actors, and also a serious awareness and opportunity to support this young man. So before we do all that, we got to love ourselves.
That's right. If you have any nurse roles, I'm your girl.
Yes. For real.
We spoke about it.
Look, you got your cash right here.
I'll just check it off the list.
There you go. So Cherie, talk to us. What we got going on?
Well, February is major in the health and wellness world because it's Heart Health Awareness Month, especially for women. It's so important that women take a serious look at their heart health. So why is it women that's so important? Is because we take care of everybody else, but we oftentimes put ourselves last on the plate, on the calendar. Our boo is okay, our kids are okay, but we're internally suffering, and not just mentally, but physically as well. So 1 in 3 women die annually from heart disease. And since we have a man in here, I guess I'll give you the statistics. 1 in 4 men die annually from heart disease, and every 80 seconds, a person dies from heart disease. That's like a minute and 80 seconds, a minute and 20 seconds. We've been here longer than that. So, if you just count those, so many people have died in that short period of time frame from heart disease. So this is a month that we just bring extra awareness. We make sure that people people understand that it's not a joke. You know, how many times have you heard on social media or seen a picture that somebody is gone all of a sudden and they're in their 40s and you're like, what in the world? And it's like there's that shock factor where we have to do better. So we're in control of our health. The way we do that is by loving on ourselves regularly, not just going on an annual vacation or something, but actually every day doing things to love on ourselves, perform that self-care. And we know what we're supposed to be doing, but we often neglect ourselves. We grab that crap out of the fast food lines. We're not getting adequate sleep. We're taking care of everybody else and putting ourselves last. But we need to change that stigma. Self-care is not selfishness. It's actually a necessity and an obligation that we have to ourselves. So just simple things that we can do.
One of the things, and I brought it up the last time you were on here when I talked about peanut butter. When I was at the housewarming party of my family, they were talking about soda peanut butter. So yes, I'm like, yes, the peanut butter thing works. I started eating a lot of peanut butter.
Okay.
It does, because it does like cause you to get like a little drowsy or sleepy. But I'm telling you, it's something with me, because it work a little bit, but I be like,
you're like still you're fighting the peanut butter.
Don't fight the peanut butter.
It's the protein in the peanut butter.
But I definitely felt like the difference for real. You were like, why are you up all night? I'm like, I can't sleep. But that was some good tips. And also, one of the ones that I got from you years ago was put yourself on the calendar. If you go in and look at my calendar, you will see me, like throughout the calendar. And very seldom do I adjust that time. If there's something like with my client that's like a deadline for a vacancy announcement or something, then I will make that adjustment. But guess what? I go in and I grab some time from other business hours in terms of what I do. And that's why I love it. People are like, how do you do what you do when you do what you do? I was like, trust me. And I do not play. I'll get a massage. Like people go and get ice cream. I go and get massages because not only
and
it
you
feels
said you're not
good.
balling?
No.
I can call you.
No,
My self-care is sleep.
Groupon deals and everything else.
That's the baller right there. What are you talking about? That's the baller right there, honey.
See, people spend their money on various things. Like, I don't drink. When people go out, the amount that they pay to drink, 2 of those, I'm going to the spa. So it's a different type of thing. So I ain't balling. I'm smalling right now. I'm hanging with Janice so I can get to that point. But those 2 points, like, and I know, like, the peanut butter one was maybe like 2 years ago, but the calendar one was like years ago. So you can talk about it a little bit. But the calendar one was like, so thank you. I owe you and your sister a check now.
There you go. And you'll be spell my name out for you. I can spell my name out. But, you know, just preparing for sleep. So when I was here before, we talked about how important your rest is. And so we prepare for everything else. We prepare for the next big day. We prepare for what we have to do. We prepare to pay our bills. But we don't prepare for one of the most important things that's going to rejuvenate us and restore our power and our energy, and that's our sleep. So she said she was having problems sleeping, and I'm saying, okay, peanut butter is a source of protein. It's something quick. You can take a scoop of peanut butter, eat the peanut butter, wait a couple minutes. It typically will make you a little drowsy. But she's like Superwoman, so she's like Superwoman, so she fights the
But you do feel it making it drowsy, like for sure. So somebody not as it's going to take you out.
And it's a healthier source of protein than trying to eat a steak at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. You go grab that scoop of peanut butter. So it has that same effect of like eating a steak or eating a big meal.
That was the thing for me. It's feeling, because you're in the middle of the night, I be just getting started. I'm like, I can't cook, but I'm gonna make a mean grilled cheese, and I'm like, cheese and bread, like that wasn't working. So the peanut butter thing, it actually like gives you a fulfilling taste. So it's only so much that I can eat after a while, and then it's like, all right.
And then another thing it's gonna do is make you drink water, because your mouth is gonna be sticky and pasty from the peanut butter. So you're gonna rehydrate, and that's gonna help you as well.
I'm gonna tell you something, Sheree. Watching your videos and what have you, and you talking about self-care, something that I've started, and it is really helping me, because I suffer from anxiety, and sometimes it's really hard for me to go to sleep at night because I'm up. Lavender. I'm spraying lavender on my pillows, and I tell you, that works wonders for me.
That was at the retreat where I first met you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gave all the ladies roll-on essential oils.
Yes.
So all you have to do is just roll on your wrist and you can smell it. It will help to relax you, calm you. So aromatherapy helps. Also, now they have the weighted blankets that are lavender infused.
Oh.
So you can get 5, 10, 15, 20-pound blankets depending on how heavy you want it. And that actually helps to reduce anxiety as well.
Wow.
Well,
the lavender.
I set my alarm for 8 hours, so I have to make sure I get 8 hours. I might be late.
Oh, I am too. I'm 8 hours. Oh, me too. I'm getting my 8 hours. I'm getting my 8 hours. Or maybe 9 sometimes, but no more than 9.
Is it any type of protein, or is it just particular like peanut butter? Because I do like protein shakes. Is it just peanut butter?
What are you putting in the shake? Are you doing like dairy or?
No. I use water as the base, but it's like a plant-based protein.
Well, your body's going to have to break it down. So we're talking about a quick fix just to get you a little sleepy. So the peanut butter is like a quick fix.
I see.
So the protein, by you drinking it, your body still has to break that down more so than you would have to do the peanut butter. So just quick fixes.
Makes
but
sense.
your protein, shake it up any other time is fine.
Okay. So the lavender, you can get the lavender oils to put on your pillow.
Yes.
About
spray.
And that sets the mood for sleep.
Yes, lavender, chamomile, those are all things that help to relax you, calm you. You can also do chamomile tea.
Chamomile tea is also good for people that suffer from ADHD.
Yes.
I tell my clients, if you don't want to do medicine, get you some chamomile.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, we definitely are in control of our health. You know, something as simple as your waist size can impact your heart health. So for women, if your waist size is greater than 35, you're directly predisposing yourself to heart disease. And men, if your waist size is greater than 40, you are directly predisposing yourself to heart disease and strokes.
My family.
So everything it starts in the gut. Like our gut health is so imperative that people don't relate it, and also how much sugar you're intaking, because diabetes directly affects your heart health. So a lot of times we don't put all the pieces of that puzzle together to say, oh, if I'm diabetic, oh, my heart's not affected.
And is there some type of data that correlates with the sugar diabetes and heart disease, like for African American women and men?
Well, you know, our chances are higher, of course, especially for women, especially for the heart disease. But the thing that is really crazy that you're not going to believe is that women are less likely to receive CPR in a public place if they collapse over men because of where men have to place their hands. It's in between a woman's breasts. So you're supposed to bare the chest and then do the compressions. So studies have shown that men are like 10 to 13 times more likely to receive CPR in a public place with no one that they know than a woman.
Yes.
So it's imperative that we take care of ourselves because you might not get help.
Yeah. So one of the things, and I want you to prepare to give your social media information, but in closing, like, not only do you talk the talk, you walk the walk.
I'm trying.
You have shedded and showing the pictures as you're going through it, and sitting down with you, and you're like, no sugar, and I'm like, okay.
I'm getting on my husband's nerves. Yeah. He's like, I don't want to eat with you anymore because you don't eat anything.
But you look amazing, and watching the transition. But it is very, like, seriously, you are an inspiration to people, very inspiring. Like,
I've released 36 so far, 36 pounds since just before the summer.
Give me 2 of them. Give me 2. Let me take off 2 of them. Give me 2 back. But how can people find you on social media?
On social media, I'm Cherie M. Good on all your social media platforms, YouTube, everything. My website is totalharmonyenterprises.com. It's going to be going under construction because we're doing a makeover. So on Wednesday, my website will be under construction because we are making it new for the millennials.
Yes.
To make sure that we're staying current and up to the times. And it's going to be more of a blog style website. And then, so if anybody wants to email me any questions or anything, they can reach me at selfcaremaster@gmail.com.
And then put all of your information in the feed. Always a pleasure. Like, she's no stranger to the show. And we'll be back again and again whenever we need some help. But thank you all so much. It has been a phenomenal show. Very informative information. I love. I was like, how am I going to make this come together? Y'all gave me a creative challenge, and I appreciate it. So we have come to the end of our show. As you all know, this month was Black History and Love Month. So all of our themes went along that way. From Valentine's Day, that's why we had like a little bit of red in there, but also Black History Month. Black History Month is the shortest month, but all means we know that Black history is every day. I'm Black every day. I'm Black every day, right? So coming up in our next month series, it's Women's History Month. Wow. So all throughout, we're going to be tapping along various things and various topics around that. So the first Monday of every month is faith. So what do you think we're talking about? The women of the Bible. So thank you all for tuning in again. We appreciate y'all. Y'all know I'm going to go through and read all of the information, all of the comments, but it's one. Dee Dee said that student loans are for the birds. I got to hook y'all two up. Both of y'all are balling. She always talk about no debt. But thank you all for joining, and we will see you all next week.
Bye.